Now, yesterday, I got a very interesting message from one of our readers and one of our fans. Now, he was referred to a fundi, and he thought it is wise to get a quotation for building a 3-bedroom house. He's building a house in Nairobi as a plot there in Joska, and he has never built a house. So the fundi gave him a quotation of 600,000. He has written the cost of the foundation, walling, the cost of roofing, and cost of finishing the whole house. It was 600,000. I found the man he was very happy. He was very happy because he has more money than he has allocated more money than the quotation. And he was asking whether the quotation is right. 600,000 for 3-bedroom house in Nairobi. I just laughed. Now, what I'm going to tell you is my experience about building a house and the amount you are expected to spend for building 3-bedroom house. And what I also want you to do to help him is to comment below and give your own quotation or the amount someone is likely to spend. I'm very sure at the end of this video, the amount you quote will be almost the same. What I believe is that 600,000 is so little. Nowadays, the cost of construction materials is very high. It's not like 3 years ago. Cement 3 years ago was around 600, 650 shillings. Right now it's around 850, 900 shillings. A few years ago, the cost ya hizo chuma za nyumba ilikuwa cheap sana. Even cement, even concrete, even sand. So it has gone high. So around 10 years ago, you could build 3-bedroom house with just 600,000. But now, 600,000 is not enough. Unless you are building a mabati house. But now the man wants to build a permanent house, bungalow. So to build a bungalow, 3-bedroom house, you need a quality one. When someone comes anaona hii nyumba iko sawa imesimama, you need 2.5 million to 3.5 million. That's a quality house. So your budget should be around 2.5 to 3.5 million. On average, you need around 2.8, 3 million. Quality building, 3-bedroom, and which is bigger. If the rooms are smaller, then around 2.5 is enough. But if they're big, you have a toilet, you have kuna veranda hapo, balcony, and whatever, then the cost will go high. So you need around 2.5 to 3.5. And to be specific and to narrow down that difference is 2.5 to 3 million. That is the real amount you need to build a house in Nairobi. Now, when you're building a house, the reason why the fundi gives you a small quotation is because they want you to give them a job. Someone did the same to me. I asked him about the quotation of building 4-bedroom house. He gave me a quotation of 2.5 million. And the house costed more than twice that amount. He simply wanted me to give him a job. So when you give the fundi the job, he will start doing it, and you pay him up to where the money gets exhausted. So what he simply needs is a job. That's why they quote law. Almost all fundis, our mtaa, that is the trick they use. If the house will cost 4 million, they will quote something like 1.8, so that you rush to start. You start the foundation, you do walling, pesa inaisha na unaanza kuhangaika. That's why you find most houses, when they put the roof, wanakwama hapo. Mtu anakwama for even 10 years, even 7 years, because they underquoted, the fund underquoted, and the money they acquired maybe through loan was less than the required amount. So the person has to repay the loan full and then take another loan. So that is the mistake. That's why most houses get stuck there, the roof, or after the wall is complete, anakwama. Now, when you're building a house, don't compromise on the quality of materials, especially foundation. So unapata foundation, unaenda nyumba fulani, unapata ile wall rangi imeanza kutokana. It's very, ikinyesha kidogo, you look at the walls, it's very, very, inaonekana cold, maji imepita. It's because the foundation was very weak. The foundation is everything in a house. So make sure the foundation wamechimba vizuri, use high quality materials, meweka ile karatasi ya prevent maji kuenda juu, and everything. Now for a 3-bedroom house, the foundation, and now we are talking about bungalow, hii yenye ina ghorofa. The foundation will take something like 300,000, 400,000. It's very cheap, the foundation itself, and that is plus labor. The walling is hiyo ni rahisi. Walling nayo 150,000, you are done. Now the real work starts from the roofing. If you go to high quality mabati, especially from Dekra, from MRM, 3-bedroom can take around 80, around 70 to 100 mabati, depending on the size. And one single mabati iron sheet, if you have never bought one iron sheet, we have 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters. In general, one iron sheet, let's say 1 meter, is around 1,200 shillings. 4 meters is around 4,400 shillings. And then you need, the full house needs how many iron sheets? Let's say 70 iron sheets. Calculate each iron sheet, take average of 3,000 shillings. So 3,000 times 7, that's around 210,000. That's the minimum you can spend a 3-bedroom for iron sheets. So the average is around 300,000 shillings for iron sheets. And when imagine 300,000, unahitaji mbao. Mbao are very expensive. Timber is very expensive. If you use 300,000 for iron sheets, you'll use around 150 to 200,000 for timber. So that means roofing will take something like for 50,000 to 500,000 shillings, minus what? Labor. Labor, they will charge something like, let's say, 70,000, 100,000. You need around 600,000. Quality mabati. If you go for these low quality mabatis, you'll need something like 2,000 per iron sheet. That's around 140,000, 150,000 for iron sheets. A difference of around 200,000. So foundation, walling, na mabati, you spend around 1 million. Now finishing is where another problem is. Finishing will take another something like 1 million shillings. Ongeza labor, you have 2.5. It's meisha hivyo. So that is the entire cost. Now if kama si wewe unakuwa supervisor, if you are not going to supervise your work, utakuliwa vibaya sana. Don't put someone to supervise and to buy materials. Nunua peke yako. Approach the hardware, pay, and make sure that what you pay for is delivered. You know, most people make a mistake. Since they are very busy, they just give someone job to supervise the work. That is where they mess. Instead of the house costing 2.5, it will cost around 4 million. You know, in most cases you find that supervisor akinunua mchanga gari 3, moja inaenda kwake, ingine zinakuja hapa. When you order 50 bags of cement and they deliver 40, 10 zinaenda kwake. So as they are building your house, they're also building their house using your money. That is what increases the cost of building a house. So generally, that is the whole idea. And that is the amount you can use for building a 3-bedroom house in Kenya. So generally, when building a house, there are factors which affect the cost. The type of foundation, labor costs, the quality of materials you use, location. For example, if you build a house in Kisumu, it's cheaper than building one in Kisii because materials are readily available. Building a house in Nakuru is cheaper than building in Nairobi because in Nakuru, transport is cheap. So that is a factor. You also have another thing is whether you are supervising it or you are allowing someone to supervise for you. It affects costs a lot. And also the source of your capital. You know, if you spend 4 million, which you got from a loan, you are going to repay the loan plus interest. That loan plus interest is the total amount you spend in building that house. Not the actual amount, is the loan plus interest. So that is a factor also. So you can comment below and give your figures, how much you can spend on building 3-bedroom house in Kenya. And also subscribe if you have not.